Welcome everybody to the third episode of the Comfy Community Cast. I'm here with our second host, Riiscake.
Hello.
And our special guest for today will be ReadyPlayerBen.
Hello.
Hi.
So, how are you today?
I'm absolutely fantastic. For me over here, it is 7 o'clock, so it's getting quite late, but that's when I usually do my YouTubing, so I'm quite happy with this time, to be honest with you. I'm feeling up for it.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
That's good to hear.
For the people who don't know you yet, could you maybe give a little description about yourself, who you are, and what you do on YouTube, etc.?
Oh yeah. So if my YouTube name didn't already give it away, my name is Ben. I've been content creating since I'm quite new actually, since June last year. So I think that's about 8 months now, something like that. And I do a bit of a mix, but it's mainly Pokemon at the moment. But I do sometimes play PlayStation 4 exclusives like Spider-Man, God of War, with other things to come in the future.
Yay.
Yeah. So, you were talking about that you're doing Pokemon-related content mainly right now, and so doing like God of War in between. Are you thinking of doing the other content eventually more, so that it will become more like of a mixed channel, or are you thinking of still going like main Pokemon and on the side sometimes another game?
It's funny that you actually asked this, because this is what's been going over in my head for the past week about whether or not I stick to a niche and stick with Pokemon, or whether or not I go out a bit broader. Because the thing is though, the reason I started with Pokemon is because it was an easy thing to just pull together and go, okay, right, I can just get an emulator working. Oh, I can just get recording software, just talk for a bit and do it, kind of thing. And then it kind of I just kept going with it, to be quite honest with you.
Okay.
And I like to think I'll continue doing Pokemon because I enjoy doing it as a live stream. I've got a fantastic community that I usually have about 9 or 10 people that drop in and out of the live stream, which is always hilarious because apparently I'm quite bad at Pokemon. I never used to think I'm quite bad to the point where the live stream I'm doing later on is called "Rebuilding Our Team after the Monday Massacre."
Lovely. That could be a selling point too. That's fine.
Yeah. I guess one of the things that stopped me from broadening out in terms of the content I create is as I mentioned before we started recording, I've got an iMac and it is absolutely terrible for gaming. It's fantastic. It's fantastic for like the graphic design element of it and pulling together the videos. Like for that, it's absolutely perfect. But for playing games, useless. It's terrible. Like the amount of times I've gone on Steam and I'm like, oh my god, that game looks amazing. And then like I've gone into the details, it's like, it's only available for Windows. Right, okay. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I feel your pain.
Oh, it's a nightmare. So that's one of the things that's kind of stopped me. And one of the frustrations, I guess, for me is like the God of War series and Spider-Man series that I did, you have to use the PlayStation 4 streaming service, which is it's okay for it, like if you're just starting out, but you can't use your own microphone, you can't use your own webcam. One thing I have realised is when the PS4 says, when it flashes red and goes, you're on air, what it actually means is you'll be on air in about 4 seconds time, because I've gone back and viewed a few of my old videos from PlayStation and it just cuts in with me going, like, the video starts with something like, come to God of War, and you're like, what? Where's the rest? Where's the rest of it? Which is absolutely. And another annoying thing about the PlayStation live streaming is when you stop the stream, there's no like instant stop stream button, so you have to press a couple of buttons, and then you can still hear yourself talking. So there's a few videos that end with me going, is this thing turning off? What's going on? It's an absolute nightmare.
That's
which
awful.
is what. It's terrible, and you can't even like schedule stuff or anything like that. So it's not great. But it's gone to the point now where, because I'm thinking, you know what, I really enjoy content creation on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a community building up, and I'm enjoying it. I want to broaden out. I'm actually going to get rid of the iMac and replace it with a PC. So I'm in the middle of pricing that up, and it is not cheap. Let me tell you. No. Oh my god. I mean, to be fair, it's been doing YouTube has been pretty cost neutral. To be honest with you. When I started out, literally the only thing I bought was a microphone because I had the webcam on the iMac. All the Pokemon stuff was free. I can do graphic design in video, pulling together videos and all that, just because of my background. So it was pretty cost neutral. It's only when I got about 3 months, 4 months in, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to make a go at this, that I decided to buy a new webcam, buy a new microphone, which if you're just starting out, if you're listening to this and just starting out, I think the webcam is probably the first thing you should probably buy because the sound quality, you can just tell the difference between a basic starting out microphone and then a higher end one. But I think a lot of people are probably start out YouTube like me where they jump in and they're not quite sure if they're going to make a go of it. They don't know how easy it's going to be. They don't know if anyone's going to watch. So they just start out with the basic equipment, and that's what I've done. I think it works, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's true.
Go ahead.
Yes, this happens a lot too. You talk a lot about like with your streams too, like you. When you as like a new viewer or subscriber come to your channel, you kind of see like a jump in your channel where at the start you have a lot of like pre-recorded or recorded videos, and then it slowly but steadily actually kind of floats into a lot of like live streams. Is that on purpose, or is that just like a thing that has come with time? And
to be honest with you, when I first started creating content, the main reason I didn't do live streams is because it was always a worry of are people going to come along and watch me? I don't know if they're going to come along, and then I'm just like, there is nothing more depressing than doing a live stream and nobody's watching. Exactly. It's like, oh right, why am I doing it? At least with content, at least with like pre-recorded stuff, you're a lot safer as well. You can go back, you can edit stuff. I had one episode that I just was not happy with, and I just completely scrapped it when I first started out. And then another thing was about confidence. Like I didn't feel quite that confident doing a live stream straight away. And to be honest with you, I didn't know how to do a live stream. It was only watching someone else you've had on the channel, Monster Matt. I was in one of his live streams, and I asked the question like, how do you live stream? And then he mentioned a few things. I was like, okay, I'll go away and have a look at this. And then I did my first live stream on a game called what's it called now? Just Starve, I think it's called. Which I quite enjoyed that, and I had a fair few people come along to watch it, and that was when I only had about 60 subscribers maybe, so I was really really new to the scene still. And then what made me think, right, okay, I'm going to go for this is I did a Choose My Starter episode for Pokemon, which was pre-recorded. And then literally the next episode, the starter died. So I started again. That starter died, and then I was like, right, okay. So I ended up doing a live stream, and I said, "Come along and help me, please. Come along and help me." And then from then, so that was about episode 3 or 4 maybe of my Pokemon Omega Ruby Extreme Randomized Nuzlocke series, which is a mouthful. And then ever since then, the Pokemon series is it's been a live stream. It's been every Monday. And then I've pretty much moved away from creating pre-recorded videos, but I am planning on bringing them back in some format in the future. But the issue with doing pre-recorded videos is it's such a commitment to sit down, figure out what you're going to say, what you're going to do, record it all, and then that's just the start, and then you have to edit it, pull it all together, render it, export it. The amount of times I've put my poor After Effects and Media Encoder, I've had to render the same video with a slight tweak over and over and over again because I'm just not happy with it. But I am planning on doing some more pre-recorded videos in the future because I really think to expand your channel, I think you do need a mix. in terms of pre-recorded videos that people can just come to whenever they feel like it. Exactly. And then the live streams, which are a lot more
engaging.
Like, even if you eat, exactly, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't really moved back to pre-recorded videos yet, because the amount of times that I've done a live stream and people have been jumping in and out, it really does make you feel amazing. I remember when I did my very first sleep lock, which was Pokemon Yellow, was when I got 100 subscribers. I said that is going to be the big goal for me. Get 100 subscribers, do a sleep lock.
Yes.
And that I started the game at 8 o'clock at night. I finished it at, was it a bit later than that? Might have been a bit later than that, but I finished at 6 o'clock in the morning. I was knackered, but I was on such a high for the next 3 or 4 days, because that many people were jumping in and out and you know cheering me on and helping me, dropping in and out and going, "Oh, you're still going, well done, keep it up," kind of thing. I absolutely loved it, and my advice to anyone that's thinking, do I do a live stream? Honestly, just go for it. Just go for it.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely correct, by the way, about the, like, when you talk about live stream versus pre-recorded. It takes it's a lot of like extra work that goes into making like these individual pre-recorded videos, because, as you say, you can kind of plan ahead, you can kind of have an idea what you want to get out with it, whereas with live stream it's like it's more kind of like jumping into it and kind of hope for the best and hope people will support you and be there. Yeah,
definitely.
also like with, at least I have the feeling, when I record a video instead of streaming, when recording, I think it has to be way more better quality. At streams, I can just fill, I can just talk whatever I want, etc. And when I'm recording, I actually have to try to be whatever entertaining, at least, and have or talking the whole episode, while at streaming I don't really mind, and I can always talk to the people in chat, so it's easier that way.
Yeah, definitely helps when you're doing a live stream, because when you've got those people that are constantly in and out and reacting to what you're saying, what you're doing, in my case, how badly you're doing on Pokemon, it's absolutely it's great, because you don't really need to think that much about, okay, right, what am I going to say next? What's the next topic I'm going to talk about? Because you can just react to what they're saying, what they're talking about, join in the conversation and whatnot. And it's one of the reasons why I love doing live streams. They're absolutely fantastic.
Yes.
You were saying you are quite bad at Pokemon, but you did done some Sleep Nuzlocke, and did you win them, or?
So I did two. One of them, the first one, was the Pokemon Yellow Sleep Lock, and I did it against all hope. I did it. And then the second Sleep Lock I did was on Boxing Day, just gone, and that was it was a fan made game. It was like a hacked version of Pokemon Gold, called, I think it's called Gold Christmas or something like that. Okay. And that I didn't win. Literally, I got to the Elite Four. I had two high level Pokemon left.
Oh no!
And yeah, I got, I think, 2 or 3 Elite Four members in, and I lost. And the reason that one was always going to be difficult, because with that one, it wasn't a traditional sleep lock, i.e. you can catch Pokemon as you go along. With that game, it was very much a case of, I think I started with 16 Pokemon, and by the end of the game I had to definitely get rid of 8 Pokemon, which left me with a team of 8, and then if I lost any during the game, I had to drop them. So then by the end of the game, only having 2, and I was like, the odds are stacked against me here. I'm not going to win. I made some stupid mistakes, because I was just trying, because like with a sleep lock, you've not just got the added pressure of doing it, you've got to do it in a certain time as well, because one of the things that I only found out literally moments before I started live streaming the first sleep lock is YouTube only records up to 12 hours with a live stream.
True that.
Yeah, so I was like, right, I've got to get it done. So then you're using the speed up button, then you're making silly mistakes. On top of that, you're getting tired. You're literally staring at a screen for that long.
Yeah.
I had to keep taking breaks, because like my eyes were absolutely killing me. I needed food. I kept needing to go to the toilet. It was absolutely mad. But despite all of that, I'm still going to be doing another one when I hit 200 subscribers because I love it.
That sounds good.
Okay, that sounds exciting. Yeah, go ahead.
It's just like again, you're probably the first person I personally have ever seen do like these sleep Nuzloggers. I've seen Nuzloggers other places, but like where you have to be awake for so long and keep on going. Isn't it like you're talking about the whole like you need to go to the toilet, need food and stuff? But as you like, I'd imagine that it's also really like tearing on like, as you say, like the psychological in a way. Don't get me wrong. It's like as you say, you start making mistakes and yeah.
Yeah, and
how do you get pumped for that?
What? Sorry, what was that? Sorry.
I was just like, how do you get pumped for that? How are you like, okay, today I will be evil against myself?
It was to be honest with you, it was last minute as well, because I've been saying for ages I was going to do 100 subscribers, and I was sitting on 99 subscribers for about a week, and I was just waiting. And then a fellow YouTuber called Bulb Gamer literally messaged me to say, "Yeah, I've just got my mate to add you to do to 100 subscribers. So are you gonna do the sleep lock tomorrow?" And I was like, "What?" So literally on the Friday, I finished work at 4:00.
Yeah.
I drove straight home. I skipped the gym. I ordered a pizza just so I could buy some time.
Yeah.
And then I was designing all the graphics. I was pulling it all together. Hence why I had to go start the live stream quite late, which obviously had the added knock-on effect of not finishing until 6:00 in the morning. But but I was absolutely pumped for it, because I told a few people in the Discord, in my Discord.
Yeah.
And they were all like, "Oh, this is ace. This is going to be great." And then, like, literally, when I was pulling it all together in OBS to live stream it, and then I had the YouTube chat on the right hand side of the screen, and the amount of people that were jumping in and just saying, "Right, are we starting yet? Are we going?" And I was like, "Oh, right, this is absolutely amazing!" Like,
yeah.
And then throughout the live stream, there were just new people. Like, I think my subscriber count went from something like 100 to about 125 by the end of that live stream.
Wow, awesome!
And all these new people just jumping in and saying, what is it? What you doing? And then hanging around and cheering me on.
Yeah.
Like, even if I thought there was a few times where I had a break in, like, just literally 3 or 4 minutes just to get away.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to come back and no one's going to be watching. And it didn't happen. I kept coming back, and there was people watching it, and to the point where at one point, apparently I was coming up in, if you searched Pokemon Yellow,
yeah.
I was coming up at something like 3rd in the YouTube ranking.
Oh,
and so
that's
I know. So I had people coming in. I was like, "How have you found me?" It was like, "Oh yeah, you've just come up in my recommended videos."
Heck yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my, this is absolutely amazing!" Like, I couldn't believe it. And the same thing happened when I did the Pokemon Gold Sleep Lock as well. If this blew my mind. Somebody mentioned in the live chat when I was doing it, is like, if you search for Pokemon, literally just Pokemon on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think I was second or third, and I was like, no way. So I literally just loaded it up. I typed in, I was like, oh my god, how am I suddenly competing against millions of Pokemon videos, and I'm up there, and it's just like, that kind of thing just spurs you on and makes you go, okay, this is absolutely amazing.
This is it.
Yeah, exactly, and that's one of the reasons why I've said, like, every 100 subscribers, I'm gonna do another sleep lock.
Awesome.
But what I've done this time is just to make sure I've given myself a bit of leeway and whatnot. I've already done most of the graphics for the next sleep lock, so I won't have suddenly my Discord channel just going, "Yeah, Ben, so we got you an extra 3 subscribers. Are you going to do it tonight?" And I'm like, "Oh no!" But what I've done as well, one of the things that I've realised with YouTube is you kind of, if you're a content creator, you have to kind of future-proof yourself. So, like, a lot of the thumbnails that I do are templates. So between each live stream, it means that I don't have to do as much work to get the next thumbnail up. Like, I've got like templates of keywords and stuff like that, just to help to speed up the process and whatnot.
That's
and then
smart.
and it just really helps so it takes off the pressure for the next one. And then one of the things that I've done preparing for the next sleep lock is I've created like an intro video, an outro video, and then some like screens in the middle that are like, I'll be right back, I'm just going to the toilet, or oops, I messed up and killed all my Pokemon team, I'll be right back, I need to re-randomize the ROM. So I've created these things that I can just use every time I do a sleep lock, just to make it easier for me.
That's smart. That's
Yeah,
really
so if you pop up in subscribers today, like randomly 14 new subscribers, you're at least ready for tonight.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
You have
exactly.
made your homework. Good job.
Yeah, I know. But one of the things that I have to do, unfortunately, one of the things that when I've been researching YouTube and figuring out, okay, what does YouTube want from me? What do I need to do to kind of, get more watch time, get people interested, have people stumbling upon my channel and whatnot. One of the things that that came up quite often was about being consistent and all that kind of thing, which is where I've really been trying to take the channel in terms of trying to get consistent with upload dates, what I'm uploading, what times and stuff.
Yeah.
But all these YouTube things say the same thing, that like that those that really break away from YouTube, like in terms of like really getting subscribers really quickly, getting the watch time, really making it happen and making like a living out of YouTube, they're the kind of people that they're able to make sacrifices in their life. So whether or not it's not seeing their friends as much, not seeing their family as much, like apparently the YouTubers that kind of break away are the ones that in the mid-20s, they haven't really got any family commitments yet, or they can afford to just come home and just do YouTube, whereas I'm unfortunately not in that position. A lot of my community know that like family's a big thing for me, friends are a big thing for me, and then like I have a daughter as well, so that kind of eats into the time that I can afford to contribute to YouTube. But the thing is as well, I wouldn't change that for the world. And for a lot of people that I've seen trying to break out on YouTube, I guess the thing is, like, if you need to take a break, just take a break. I mean, I had to for a week. I didn't say I was taking a break, but I did a live stream on the Monday. I didn't do another live stream the following Monday. I just needed a bit of time, because unfortunately, since I started, I've seen definitely 3, but maybe 4 YouTubers that started just before me that have started, and then they've just said, "I'm taking a break. It's just too much." And I can really understand where they're coming from, unfortunately, because YouTube doesn't tell you what it wants. It doesn't say. It isn't as clear as going, well, if you create this content, you're going to make it big. No. And I guess the problem is that if it did that, then everyone would kind of be trying to
doing that, of course.
Do it exactly. So it's about figuring out.
But it still leaves you in the dark, and it makes it kind of hard to kind of know what to do. So
exactly, yeah, and that's why a lot of the advice I've seen is you need to find a niche, which goes back to what we were saying earlier. Do I stick with Pokemon, or do I expand outwards? I'm not quite sure on that yet, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So yeah.
I was kind of thinking, like, you have talked a lot about like this jump, especially with the Nuzlocke, the sleep Nuzlocke, and how much it actually changed in such a like quote unquote short time. But you know what I mean, hopefully. But like, what has been what would you consider being like one of the highlights in your YouTube career? You have like 160 plus subscribers, as far as I remember, and so. But where was the like the peak of it all for you, at least? Do you feel?
Peak of it all? Oh, that's an interesting one. I guess I would have to go back to that first sleep lock that I got 100 subscribers, but then along the way as well, one of the things that's really made me go, oh wow, okay, is when people have commented on my video saying, wow, it just looks really professional, and if you look at my my 2 most recent Pokemon series, the one that I'm currently doing, which is the Heart Gold randomized Nuzlocke, and the Omega Ruby Extreme randomized Nuzlocke. what I did for both of them is I did choose my starter episodes because I found that they're a great way to kind of engage the community. They get to have a say in, you know, the direction of that by choosing the starter.
Yeah.
And it's something about choosing my starter episodes that always gain more traffic because people just love those kind of episodes.
Yeah.
But both of those, I for each of them, I spent the best part of a weekend pulling together the intros for them. And like, as I'm going along and doing it, I'm like, I'm not quite sure about this. It doesn't look quite right. And then you start to run out of time. It's like, right, okay, this is the best I've got. This is what I'm going to go with. And then when you publish the videos and then people just comment on how good the intro was and that, people are like, have you made that yourself? And you're like, yeah. And that kind of stuff just like blows you away when you start to get those compliments and, you know, people talking about your videos and whatnot. It's absolutely fantastic. There's been a couple of live streams that I've been in where, you know, I'm just talking to the community, and I'm a firm believer that when you're in someone else's live stream, you don't plug your own stuff unless they say it is okay. No. But you still go along. You still, you talk to the other people. And I remember somebody asked a fellow live streamer about, well, what advice can you give about creating thumbnails? And this YouTuber just said a few things. He was Monster Matt actually. Again, and he said like my thumbnails are okay. If you really want like some advice and stuff, if you really want to look at good thumbnails, take a look at ReadyPlayerBen. I was like, I didn't even ask for that shout out, and I was like, oh my god, like that means people are taking notice of like the stuff, you know, I'm pulling together, and just those compliments that you get on the content you've created, it just makes you think, okay, right, I'm gonna keep going with this. I'm gonna keep going and see where it leads.
That's awesome.
That sounds great. Also, like, you are saying, like, okay, you're gonna do every 100 subs, you will do a Nuzlocke. So, you already have kind of projects you want to do in the future. Are you also planning on maybe doing, like, projects together with other YouTubers, like collabs, etc., since you've been doing most, at least as far as I've seen, most things alone, and...
I have been approached by at least 3, maybe 4 people about collabs. But the issue you've got is time is always an issue. Like because one of the things that I've noticed with my YouTube channels, the majority of my subscribers are from America and Canada, and the issue you've got there is just time zones. So trying to create content with somebody who, you know, when you're asleep they're awake, and when you're in work they're probably, you know, in the afternoon enjoying the free time. So exactly. It's been an absolute nightmare. I was talking to 2 other content creators about doing some kind of 3-way Pokemon series. But then again, it's just now we're dealing with 3 time zones and trying to get you know, dates and times, and we've all got family or work or school commitments. It's so difficult to do that. And another thing for me as well is I'm quite protective over my channel because of the amount of work and stuff that I've put into it. And like, if I'm going to do a collab, it needs to be with somebody that there's chemistry between us. Because I've seen, you know, when everyone talks about Pokemon, they talk about, you know, the big ones like Original 151, Dobbs, United Gamer, and all that kind of stuff. You know, and when you look at their stuff, like it's not the Pokemon that people are going there to watch. It's their chemistry together and how they react off one another and how they bounce off one another. And if I'm going to do a collab, I need that kind of chemistry, because I've seen so many people when Original 151 he did a Pokemon series called Cage Lock with another YouTuber, I can't remember the name, and then all of a sudden everyone else was doing these cage locks, and then I looked at a few of them and I was like, the chemistry just isn't there. And unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but I was bored. But the thing is, if I'm bored and I'm a content creator, what are their audiences thinking? They're probably going to think, why am I watching this when I could just go to, you know, the big YouTubers? Exactly. And I think that, like, if you want to you know, create content and whatnot, and you have to find, as I've said, you have to find your niche. And if you're just copying off other YouTubers, you're never going to get anywhere because you're just behind the curve all the time. So it's one of the things where with my content, at the moment I'm doing what I want to do because for me it is a hobby. I am enjoying it. But eventually, if I'm thinking, right, okay, I'm gonna make a go of this, I need to start thinking about, okay, what can I do that nobody else has done? And I've got a couple of ideas, but again, I'm limited with what I've got in terms of a computer and limited with time, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, that's understandable.
I was about to say, well, you can kind of say, well, the technical things you can with time, hopefully, like. Upgrade and stuff like that. The kind of important thing is that you can sell your personality, the way you interact with your audience, for example. I think Saxix, we are slowly getting near the end time-wise.
Wait, let me see. I think we're about like half an hour.
So
I maybe have like one small question I want to ask, at least.
Yeah.
So you've already been giving some advice to smaller YouTubers, but like we asked to every guest on this series, what advice would you give to someone who hasn't begun yet, but would really like to start a channel?
You have talked a little bit about equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah. Personally, what I did is I created my YouTube channel and didn't upload anything on it for about 3 to 4 months because I was that worried. I was tiptoeing around thinking, are people going to watch the content? And all I'll say is, as long as you've got an all right computer that can record audio, like a microphone or whatever, and you've got games, you know what? Just start, and then over time you'll start to think, right, okay, is this for me? People will start to subscribe, people will start to watch your stuff, and then you can start to think like me, you know what, actually, I'm going to get a better webcam. Okay, right, now I'm going to get a better microphone, and then, eventually I'm going to get a better computer and whatnot and start to build, and then from that you'll start to figure out, who you are and what you're going to bring to YouTube. So honestly, I think just start is probably the best advice.
That's a decent advice.
No.
Awesome.
Riiscake, did you have any questions, or do you think?
I think that's fine. Ben, is there anything on the last note you feel you haven't gotten out there that you'd like to say finally, or do you feel you have told what you need to do?
I don't think there's anything else I want to add other than if you're listening to this, thank you very much for tuning in.
Yay! Promotion!
Okay. That was the episode. Thank you guys for watching or listening actually to this podcast. ReadyPlayerBen, thank you for being our guest.
Make sure
to check out his channel. As you might have heard, he mainly uploads Pokemon content, but some other cool games like God of War as well sometimes. And so make sure to check out his channel. He's a really cool dude, and he's really fun to watch and chat with. So go make sure to check out his channel. Link is in the description. I also want to thank you for the amazing support on both our previous episodes. That's about it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Bye for now.
No worries. I do talk a lot.